What's up, all you nurture pros? Jesse here. Today I'm going to show you how to go in and use your conversation templates or snippets to respond to leads like a breeze. So, what your snippets or your templates can do is they are basically canned responses that you can quickly access to respond to leads. So, we'll go into say we have Text Jane Doe here, and say we were up here in the conversation, they responded. Say they asked, we can go in here. So, okay, so I just simulated picking up a response here. So say they've requested the pricing brochure. You've asked if they have what's your guest count? How many guests are you having? They've responded, I have 200 guests. My preferred wedding date is March 12th. So from there, this is going to be a common response that you're going to get from many of your couples. So if we wanted to, we can go into our snippets section. It's this little page here at the bottom. You can access it both for text and email. It will be the same icon, just a little page down here. If we want to respond to there, so say they've replied to text, we can go to our SMS response here, email or SMS. Then we can go to the insert template snippets. And then right here, we'll get this drop-down menu where we'll have all these pre-built quick responses for you. So we've kind of created a list of them for the most common uses we've found so far. So we have like if you ask them like, what's your wedding date and your guest count? Right here, we have a response. They've provided their guest count and their exact date is available. Or say they provided the date is available, but they did not provide their guest count. We have a response for that. Or say they ask for, hey, do you have weddings available in March? We can say time is available during that time of year, or time of year is available. Have like the date is not available. Say they don't provide a date, they're just looking for pricing. You can have a canned response there. It's like, no worries. Are you looking to schedule venues, tours, or not quite yet? So I kind of have a list there. Even these here, we have some just canned opt-in messages for ideas. If they respond, this is a message you can just send out to try to reach out, and has the tour links in it to schedule a tour. Or, we have a tour availability, and then any of these we can go in and program. So like this one, our lead responded with their date and their guest count. We're going to say March 12th, their date is available. We'll say exact date is available. We use template, and then it goes in and writes out the whole message for you there so that you can just easily go and click send. There it goes. Thank you for sharing that. I understand. I'll check available. Oh, look at that. I had my chatbot respond right there. So this is an automated chatbot. You can disregard that. Right here, we asked you have 200 guests for dating days March 12th, and then right here is the canned response. We do have your date available, and we can definitely accommodate that amount of guests. Looking through your pricing for sure, which package caught your eye? And so then they would respond with a package, and then you could carry the conversation on from there. If you want to edit these trigger links, the snippets, we can go from the conversations tab. When you're in a conversation, right at the top here, we have the snippets section. And from here, then we can view all of our templates for the snippets. And we can go in and edit any of these. So if you see any of these that you like that we already have pre-built for you, you can always just go in and click the edit button and then change the messaging for yourself, or add in photos. You can attach files to your emails. So if you have like a email that you always send out after your tours, like a post-tour follow-up email, you can create a snippet with that, with all of your details and any images, and you can attach files like contracts or PDF brochures or anything you need to um, send out multiple times over and over again. Or even if you wanted to, like for like a tour follow-up email, we have a template right there for you. This is to send out after the tour. You could go in and insert any special offers, any of your own details, your photos, any special offers you have that you offer after they take a tour to try to get them to book sooner or create any urgency. So yeah, you can go in and edit this out and then create like the template for it. And then if you wanted to say in a conversation, if I wanted to go back up to the conversations here, go to test J and say after the tour, you could easily go into your email here. We're going to send an email. Then a snippet will go to after the tour follow-up email. Use template, and then it pops in everything there from the template. And then if you want to go and customize this for, say, add in a little personalized note after this part, you could go in and just like, hey, I loved the dress you wore at your mom. So sweet. So if you wanted to add in a personalized note inside of the template, it's super easy just to go and do here inside of the snippet, and then you can personalize your pretty much templated emails. And so those are always there. You can edit them in the template or snippet section. And then to add any new one, you would just say add template or add a snippet. So say we can add an email or a text snippet. If we want to add a text, it will look like that. If we want to add an email, it'll just provide us the subject line to fill out instead and give us the email editor. Something else super handy inside of these snippets is, say, if I wanted to create a pricing brochure link. So we want a pricing brochure link to send out. We have all these trigger links all pre-programmed in here for you that will have a link to any of these web pages. So it could be like to your like this one would be a quick email link for them to email you, and it'll come up as that weird looking number. So say if we wanted to send them the pricing brochure, we could add in that trigger link there. So we can add in the link to our pricing brochure. Some test. You can also, in these snippets, at the bottom, it kind of tells you the approximate cost for your mailing, which is really helpful. It goes by segments, which I believe a segment is 600 characters. And then any kind of, I believe emojis and images take up more segments as well. They're one segment each. So that's something you can look at just to get a general idea of cost for the messaging. And so we created that trigger link. It puts in that weird trigger link there, and then that will just text through a clickable link for them to like that will take them to each of these pages that we have set in the trigger link section. And so if we want to save that, that will create our pricing brochure link. That's right there. We just created that. And then if we want to go back to our conversation, I just sent a test. So that's what it would look like. And this is what the link would look like. And click on it, and then it'll basically just bring them to the pricing brochure. And so if we wanted to use that snippet, we're in SMS, we can go to insert template. We can either use the drop down or we can type pricing brochure and search it. And there you have it. It sends the link, and then we'll go ahead and send it. And there you go. Send out that link, 2 clicks of a button instead of having to type the whole thing out. And then your trigger link list is up here at the top. You can see the trigger link list or add in new trigger links that you want to use over and over again. And these are the ones we have just out of the box pre-programmed for you and that we've filled out through the onboarding. So yeah, I hope that is super helpful and can save you a lot of time. If you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. Until happy nurturing. Bye.